Welcome to the Corval Group Hydrogen Sulfide Safety Training Module. The purpose of this training is to increase a worker's ability to identify, avoid, and control hazards associated with hydrogen sulfide. The objectives of this training module are as follows: terms and definitions related to hydrogen sulfide, H2S, facts and figures about hydrogen sulfide, OSHA regulations relating to hydrogen sulfide, and safe work practices when working with and around hydrogen sulfide. You'll hear the following terms throughout the training module: hydrogen sulfide, H2S, permissible exposure limit, PEL, time-weighted average, TWA, short-term exposure limit, STEL, immediately dangerous to life and health, IDLH. The definitions of these terms are as follows: hydrogen sulfide, H2S, is a colorless, flammable, and extremely hazardous gas with a rotten egg odor. Permissible exposure limit, PEL, a legal limit for exposure of an employee to a chemical substance or physical agent. For chemicals, the chemical regulation is usually expressed in parts per million, ppm, or sometimes in milligrams per cubic meter, mg/m3. Time-weighted average, TWA, an employee's average airborne exposure in any 8-hour work shift of a 40-hour work week, which shall not be exceeded. Short-term exposure limit, STEL, the acceptable average exposure over a short period of time, usually 15 minutes as long as the time-weighted average is not exceeded. Immediately dangerous to life and health, IDLH, any condition that poses an immediate or delayed threat to life or that would cause irreversible adverse health effects, or that would interfere with an individual's ability to escape unaided from. Hydrogen sulfide is extremely hazardous for a multitude of reasons, one of them being the fact that it can cause deadening to the olfactory system with as little as 50 to 100 ppm. This deadening makes it difficult or impossible to smell the gas again while exposed to it. It is important to remember to immediately leave the area if you can smell H2S or you hear your 4-gas H2S monitor alarm. Hydrogen sulfide is capable of pooling in low-lying areas because it's heavier than air. Some areas you may find H2S pooling is in the following: confined spaces like pits, vaults, and sewers, and excavations. Hydrogen sulfide is able to affect multiple parts of the body via eye contact, skin contact, and inhalation. H2S can affect multiple parts of the body, including eyes, irritation, nose irritation, throat irritation, lung reduced capacity, central nervous system, and rashes and pain of your skin. All employees and subcontractors are empowered, authorized, and obligated by the owners, president, and leadership of Corval Group to stop work at any time for any unsafe condition. All employees and subcontractors are expected to stop working until the hazard or risk has been resolved. The stop work authority can be difficult for employees to embrace because of the fear of losing their job. Be assured that no employee will ever be penalized for using stop work authority. The concentration levels may vary depending upon one's age, physical condition, and habits. It's highly explosive, reacts with water to form sulfuric acid. When burned, it produces sulfur dioxide, SO2, and reacts with iron and steel to form iron sulfide, which is an extremely flammable material. What is H2S used for? H2S is commonly used in the following industries: oil and gas refining, mining, tanning leather, pulp and paper processing, rayon manufacturing, and wastewater treatment facilities. H2S naturally occurs during the decomposition of organic materials. How do you prevent H2S exposure? If there is a possibility of the gas being present, the work areas must be tested prior to work with gas instrumentation. If the gas is present, the work area must be continually ventilated and monitored. If the gas cannot be removed, workers must use appropriate respiratory protection and any other necessary PPE. Exposure limits: time-weighted average, TWA, 10 parts per million, ppm for 8 hours. Short-term exposure limit, STEL, 15 parts per million ppm for 15 minutes. Immediately dangerous to life and health, IDLH, 100 parts per million ppm. Where can you find hazard information for H2S? With the new HAZCOM standard globally harmonized system, GHS, there have been changes to the traditional MSDS, and they are now called an SDS, Safety Data Sheet. Section 8 of the SDS contains information pertaining to exposure controls and PPE. H2S is a highly flammable and toxic gas. Small quantities can cause adverse effects. H2S is heavier than air and can pool in low-lying areas. It's commonly found in many industries, especially the oil and gas industries. And if H2S is present in the work area, proper steps must be taken to protect the workers from excessive exposure. Thank you for participating in the Corval Group Just-in-Time Training Module. Contact your regional safety manager with questions, comments, or concerns.